Catch the Wonder List on CNN Saturdays at 9 p.m. ETPT CNN. It was the envy of the world, teeming with life, energy and grand human plans. A place where kings became gods in secret ceremonies, and where the Trojan prince Paris brought the kidnapped Helen of Troy if the legends are true. Then, more than 1,200 years ago, the earth moved and the city of Thonis was swallowed by the sea. For hundreds of years, this Venice of the ancient world existed only in legend, but an unlikely explorer turned myth to reality. Marine archaeologist Frank Gaudio and his team made the stunning discovery of Thonis in 2000. Bill Weir and Frank Gaudio worked in finance and economics for most of his career, just a guy at a desk buried in numbers, all the while dreaming of what's buried at sea. But in the early 1980s, Gaudio decided to dedicate his life to his true passion, underwater archaeology. And after mapping huge tracts of seabed off the coast of Alexandria, Egypt, he made an incredible find beneath the waves of Abu Qir Bay, a few miles east of Egypt's second-largest city. Gaudio's team discovered a sunken world of temples and hieroglyphs, shipwrecks and sanctuaries. Had found Thonis the 7th century BC city named after Hercules that was a key religious center and trade hub for the ancient world. Gaudio has been excavating the site since its discovery in 2000, but only a small fraction has been fully unearthed. In fact, on the morning of CNN's visit to his floating research laboratory, his team had discovered yet another shipwreck. Archaeologists sift through new artifacts found in the excavation of Thonis aboard the Princess Douda research vessel. Bill Weir. But for all the mystery still waiting to be discovered, the question of exactly how Thonis ended up beneath the waves is a more pressing concern for modern Egypt. The consensus among experts is that a confluence of natural catastrophes doomed the city, with rising sea levels, subsidence and a series of earthquakes playing a role. One of the many ancient statues Frank Gaudio's team discovered beneath the sea. Christophe Jarred. Copyright Frank Gaudio. Hilti Foundation. Today, just miles away from this sunken city, Alexandria's 4.5 million residents go about their daily lives, despite a ballooning number of similar environmental crises. Big storms now flood neighborhoods, forcing residents to reach their apartments by boat. The Egyptian government has warned that 13% of the country's coastline could be in peril from rising sea levels. And farmers along the Nile Delta are struggling to grow the crops they and their countrymen depend on in the region's increasingly salty, parched soils. Today, farmers are struggling to grow crops in the Nile River Delta's once fertile soils. Bill Weir and CNN visited Gaudio's research vessel the Princess Douda. We asked diver Eric Wharton Weiler-Smith what it was like to work in this underwater world in the shadow of a bustling metropolis. Sometimes, you'd come to the surface on a calm day and you could see the people riding bikes or horse-drawn buggies, and you could hear their voices, and see all those buildings, he said. And yet here on the bottom is another city, the same city, that disappeared. And it makes you wonder, do they think about it, ever? A fisherman tries his luck casting into the sea from a breakwater on Egypt's rapidly changing coast. Bill Weir. There is reason to wonder, and to worry. Back when Thonis was a living, thriving city, Egypt had a population of about 4 million. Demographers project that, by 2050, it will be 150 million. What will be lost by then? What will be found? And how much history are we doomed to repeat?